Hello everybody and welcome to the Audi Skysphere Concept. A true concept car, nothing that is sort of pre-production, so designers went all out on this roadster and we're gonna have a look at the video on this Skysphere Concept. Welcome!
I'm working as a professional designer for almost 25 years. I did many cars in my career. And this is definitely one of the most exciting projects or show cars I've ever worked on with my team. The Audi Skysphere has been inspired by the Roij 853, which has been a roadster in the 30s.
Okay, well that's very interesting. Because obviously Roij was a part of the Audi brand. But let's see how they were inspired and what of the Roij was actually integrated in the design, and if that's on conceptual level or on aesthetical level or on material level. Let's see.
And this roadster has been benchmarked on one hand in driving dynamics and in comfort. And the Audi Skysphere is a modern, very progressive interpretation of these two characteristics. The Audi headquarters is located in Ingolstadt. To come up and to catch all ideas around the world, we have a design studio, a very digital and small one in Beijing and one in Malibu. That's why the Audi Skysphere is developed and designed 100% digital. And the process is that we have a few times a month digital calls. So we are meeting in a virtual studio. We're talking about the status of the design. Audi Skysphere is a look into the future because we are showcasing and visualizing the potential of this progressive technology, automated driving level 4. That means it showcases the opportunities around this technology, because the Audi Skysphere is on one hand.
Well, there's a lot of marketing told there and inspired by this Roij, but there is absolutely nothing of that classical car that matches in any way, shape or form with what is out here. And this is one of three different concept cars. The Skysphere is the first. There's a second one which is sort of a large sedan, A8 kind of car, and there's a third car that will likely be an SUV, but it's not yet shown. So here we've got a good overview of the proportional statement of this car, this Skysphere. Later the Grand Sphere was introduced, which is sort of a fastback sedan, hatchback kind of car, A8 size, but of completely and utterly different look. And I'm not saying that because it's a sedan rather than a sports car or a roadster, but because the two have absolutely nothing to do with each other. And I think that's where the problem lies. And there's this, at least from an outsider perspective, clear search going on in the Audi design studio, where, with all due respect, there doesn't seem to be a vision on where to go with electrification. There is still a massive grille up front that is only getting bigger. I'm not at all against the single frame grille that was introduced on the A8 of a couple of generations already ago. I think it was a very interesting way of linking to the Audi rich heritage, especially these sort of silver cigars on wheels that had these grills up front. It linked the upper grille to the lower grille or intake, let's say, so the grille to the lower intake, and make it into one shape, which was quite bold and something truly new at the time. And a lot of brands copied it. So in a way, they were a victim of their own success, you could say. But I still think that, despite that, the single frame grille as an idea is actually very strong. It brings a very strong graphical element to the front end of the car, makes the cars a bit more formal, a bit more up straight, and especially the cars at the time. So this was after the Audi, the first generation Audi TT came along. The A8 was extremely strong at the time, but also the A4 is like a regular small business or sports sedan. Really clean surfaces, really Germanic, and very industrial. They all looked fantastic in grey and in silver, metallic. Because of that, the surfacing and all the details, the jewelry was so much on par with what they had to be. And this is the show car. And sure, because of that, it has slightly over-exaggerated proportions and large wheels and stuff, but it has no content. It's just drama, and then there's nothing. You know, it's like the introduction of a film with a lot of bombastic music, and then the black of the screen goes away, and there's just nothing. There's desert. There's, you know, crickets. It's such a deception. It's yeah. It has this sort of chassis that, you know, can be extended or contracted, and then, you know, it's autonomous and the dashboard folds away, or it's a more compact sports car. I mean, that idea has been done about 1 zillion times, especially in all sorts of car design schools. It's absolutely nothing new, and recently Renault did it, but in like light years better than this, because the Renault had a very French, very Renault-esque surfaces, and these are, yeah, you know, generic sports car surfaces and volumes. The Renault had beautiful, intricate details in the surfacing with small facets that moved around on the surface, basically. You know, a great way of introducing new ideas to the brand that were relevant to Renault. But this is any sports car. It has nothing to do with the Hoch, and it has nothing to do with the fit and finish, for instance, that was so well communicated, which is excellent, of course, at Audi, right? Fit and finish, build quality is second to none, probably one of the best in the world when it comes to tiny shut lines and crispness and beautiful materials on exterior and interior. They all do this well, but they don't communicate it. And this again is, yeah, it's just a generic sports car, but where is the Audiness? Where is this Teutonic, Germanic, Bauhaus, Audi TT first generation, Audi A8, you know, of the first or the second generation? They were fantastic pieces of design, so utterly recognizable, even if you just take a bit of a fender, right? First generation Audi TT, take an element of the fender and you just know that's nothing else than a first generation Audi TT. So recognizable. And this, take a part of the surfacing of the front fender and you have absolutely no clue what it is. That's a bit of a problem, especially for a concept car where you have zero restraints.
A real sports car, and it can transform in only a few seconds into an autonomous lounge. The highlights are that we combine a very muscular body with very elegant lines.
A muscular body with elegant lines. It's like, again, any student project or even below that, it's just, there's no content there. Where does it show any progression in thinking, pushing boundaries, and not just with putting a zillion red LED lights in a plastic feature? You know, pushing boundaries and being Audi, I would say it's about something utterly and entirely different. And there is so much good stuff at what they're actually capable of doing, and I'm not talking about the design, but of course of their engineering capabilities. But the brand seems to be completely stuck in, I don't know, maybe Dieselgate and pressing issues around that. But there's nothing that comes close to this car being identified as an Audi. Put your thumb on the logo and you have no clue what's standing in front of you. Put your thumb on the logo of the first generation Audi TT, which is 25 years old in its concept, because there was a concept car before that, and obviously that took a couple of years to design. So 25-year-old design is better and more recognizable and thus more good for the brand, because it was appreciated. It was a friendly, open sports car. Look at this. This is an angry car. Imagine being in an elevator with somebody that looks like this and standing up close to you. Why do you want to be so angry? Why this angry avatar of yourself through the nose, the front end of your car? I have no clue. I have absolutely no clue. Everything about this design shouts, get out of my way. And I think one has to wonder if that is the way forward, even if it's an electric car.
And this combination is something really progressive, that the car looks on one hand very sporty and muscular and super elegant and very sleek. The Audi Skysphere is a very progressive interpretation of a roadster. The proportions of the Audi Skysphere are simply breathtaking. Dream proportions, I have to say. Big wheels, a long wheelbase, very long and low bonnet, in combination with a very short overhang, a speedster roofline. I will never forget when I saw the Skysphere for the first time in this dark painted color with all the nice details. It's a very emotional moment for me.
So here we see that front end again, including the single frame grille, which is, it literally burst out of its seams, right? So the element, the frame, let's say, is opened up, and now the LED lights are coming out of it, and it's even bigger and even wider and even more angry. And I would say Audi was so much more interesting when they weren't just making angry cars. And with all due respect to Mark Lichte, who is talking about a progressiveness in this car, it isn't. Yes, the proportions are dream proportions. Big wheels, wide, low, elegant and long. Yeah, but that's the easy thing to do. It's a concept car. There are no restraints when it comes to anything, or safety, or production, or pedestrian safety. It's not an issue. So why is it so angry? Why is there no link to heritage models? They say there's this link to the Hoch, but there is not. The interior is very Art Deco. The exterior is a little bit Art Deco in the wheels, but then next to this Skysphere there's the Grand Sphere concept, which is completely something else. So there is this search going on in the Audi design studios, and they seemingly have no clue where they want to take the brand, or how they want to evolve, transition Audi into the coming decade, which is, in all honesty, rather worrying. Anyway, that's what I have to think about it. I'm not overly keen on what Audi is doing. Maybe you think that I'm completely wrong. Let me know in the comments what you think of this Audi Skysphere Roadster concept, and I'll see you very soon for the next video. Thanks for tuning in, and bye bye.